Recording. Alright. This part 2 to what if deku was Zoom. Where we left off for the last part was I believe at the end of the entrance exam. When Deku's walking back home. When Deku comes when it goes back to the training ground he's testing out something. He's testing out something he had an idea from. He tries. He knows he could time travel. He knows he could time travel, but he's gonna try to travel to a different universe. To a different universe. That's what he thinks. He's gonna try to do it. Let's say he had to be Mark 40 to go. No, Mark 21. Yeah, Mark 21 to travel to a different universe. His maximum mark he can go is Mark 20, I believe. Something like that. I said Mark 20, I believe. Let's say he keeps trying. Let's say the acceptance letters come in. It takes 6 months. No, it takes 2 months for you to get accepted. Let's say he's been trying out for a month now. Let's say he finally gets it, like after 40 days of doing it. Let's say he gets it. He travels. At first, he didn't know he was at a different universe. He just thought he failed again. When he zooms off back to the training field, he sees it's abandoned. It's a military ground. He's thinking, I traveled to a different universe, alright. He checks around. Let's say this is Earth 1 from the Flash. And let's say this after season 5. So once Flash sees the blue lightning and the suit, he thinks, is Sullivan still alive? He chases after him. Chases after him for a while. Let's say he chases him like for 5 minutes. And let's say Flash catches up with him because Flash is faster than him. He prints into a corner and he thinks, why is he a little shorter than Sullivan? And he has a completely different voice. That's what he thinks. He thinks it's still Sullivan. He asks him, who are you? Deku says, I'm Zoom. Without using his demonic voice. He's thinking, wait. He still doesn't trust him. And he asks him, what's your real name? He says, Izuku Midoriya. And he thinks, okay. Because he hears a completely different voice from Sullivan's from season 2. He's a completely different voice, so he trusts him a little. He says, take off your mask, kid. He says, take off your mask. Which that kid does. And he sees a kid. He thinks around 15-year-old. He says, wait, huh? He asks him, how old are you, kid? He says, 12. Wait, no. He says 16. He doesn't look like Sullivan. It doesn't sound like Sullivan in Flash thinks. That's what Barry thinks. We don't know Barry's Flash. Which who doesn't? Sorry if you hear buttons because I'm playing GTA with my friends right now. Yeah. And let's say he trusts him. He said, "How did you get here?" He said, "I was trying to travel to a different universe," and he says, This is why I got here. I just got here like 5 minutes ago." And Barry believes him. He doesn't trust him, but he believes him because he doesn't know if he's good or bad. Because he's seen a lot of species that have done that to him. And he asks him, "Do you know what the Speed Force is?" The Speed Force is? He said, "No." He said, "What's that?" And Izuku asks him, "What's your quirk?" Barry's getting very confused. He said, "What's a quirk?" And let's say Barry can do this. Let's say he basically gives them all the memories of this world, the basic knowledge of this world, and he thinks, wait, he asks him, "What year is it?" He said, Barry says 2019. Izuku thinks, holy, because let's say for Izuku's time, let's say it's 2035. He basically tells his universe's time. He says 2035, and Barry's even more confused. He says, "Great." If someone tried, he said he thinks great. He time traveled and managed to go to a different universe at the same time. He basically asks him, "How fast can you go?" Izuku says, around Mach 20, I was barely able to try to make it here." And he asks him, "How long had he had the Speed Force within you?" Let's say when you get the basic knowledge to him, let's say you basically explain the Speed Force and he has it within him. Let's say Izuku says around a year. But Barry is surprised because he's developed as much as him within 2 years, even more. He says, "I'm surprised, kid. It took me around 3 years to do that, to travel to a different universe." I believe it was around like 2 to 3 years, right? Like 1 year, 2 years, I forgot. Let's just say that. Let's say Barry was very surprised. Let's say he basically asked him to follow him. He sent him off to Star Labs. Let's say he's off to Star Labs. Let me argue this, and as soon as they see the suit and the lightning, they immediately try to get him. I was basically telling him, "Babe, what the hell are you thinking bringing him here? I thought he was dead." The first, Barry basically explains the whole situation. They think, great. Thinking, great, we gotta deal with another speedster that was a problem. Basically, given the little device that Barry used, to throw the different universe, like the little device goes around the little logo that's glowing on Zoom. It basically goes around him. He basically tried to travel. Let's say it didn't work at first. Let's say the second time it worked. He's back. He thinks, great. I can travel to different universes now. Let's say you're a. Let's say He's keep training his speed. And let's say Barry taught him a few things. Or the speed and off labs. Let's say you taught him the little throw technique and how to go faster with your feet. Yeah, you know, I think you know what you mean. Like I believe like during season 2, season 1, they basically told him how fast he can go. He can go faster like with jumping a little, keeping your feet off the ground a little. Let's say you learn the little throw technique. Yeah, that's basically it. He's gonna learn the rest of the stuff on his own. I know. Let's say Barry taught him the throw technique, the speed technique, and the lightning technique, the throw lightning. Let's say he's back at the training ground. Everyone's thinking, where has he been for the past month? They see a little thing around him. And I'm thinking, where the hell have you been? And he basically explains his whole situation to them. He's thinking, great, he could try and throw, and he could go to different universes. Let's say when you open the With portal, let's say the original Sullivan, the original Zoom, you know, like how he turned to the Speed Force's little demon, the little Speed Hunter. Let's say he got out and smells himself. He basically goes back to him. Let's say, yeah, we already know the original Zoom was faster than the deku currently is. He basically goes inside of him, gives him back all his memories that the original Zoom had. Izuku basically thinks, oh, he basically like gave him all the techniques, like not his whole entire life. Wait, I gotta be right back. Oh, I'm back. Alright, I'm back. Where was I? Oh yeah, let's say you only gave him the techniques, nothing else, something more. He's thinking, oh, my head hurts. He basically like learned all the techniques. He thinks he just learned them. He just learned them on his own, but he really didn't. Let's say for the first day of school, everyone basically thinks everyone's seeing him zooming off to look for 1A. He goes there. We see his clothes are a little burned on his shoulder, mainly. Basically thinking, great, I can only control my speed. And basically opens it. Wait, no, let's say he faces through it because he doesn't want to deal with it. Let's say Zuku's the second one there. Let's say Zuku's the first one there besides like Izawa's right there, but he doesn't. I'll be right back. I'm back. Let's say he's the second one there because Izawa's there. Let's say he's in the back of the class. Let's say he doesn't really need to sleep. Let's say like the normal like sleeping hours for him around like 3 hours for him. So he doesn't really care. He just sits right there. Let's say one slowly starts to come in. And then let's say it's how it basically gets up because everyone's rambling. He basically tells everyone the same thing as a canon. Owaka says the same thing as a canon. I think basically happens all the way up yeah, everything happens up to canon. When Nito walks up to Zuko and says, "You're not the only one. You're not the only one with speed. You're my rival now." And Zuko basically tells him, "How fast can you go?" Ida says proudly, "With 60 miles." Izuku Izu- Izuku starts barking out laughing, and everyone looks everyone is looking at him. Izuku basically says, "I 60 miles per hour. Boy, I could go Mach 21. I could go Mach 30." Ida doesn't mean know what Mach is. No one really know what like Mach is besides Aizawa and Momo. They're both completely shocked. Momo and Aizawa, how fast he can go. Ida says, "What's a Mach?" That basically tells him what a Mach is. Everything. Mach 1 is 350 miles per hour. That's Mach 1. I could go Mach 30. Ida is not ashamed because he knows he's not gonna catch up with him any real time soon. The only known Minita's family, the fastest they ever got was, let's say, around 200 miles per hour. Okay, what did I left off? Let's say Eden's insane. Everyone's in shock because how fast he can go. Everyone's shocked how fast he can go. And let's say, as always says, "Okay, enough rambling. Put on these uniforms. And let's go outside. Let's go outside for a quick assessment test." And Waka says the same thing. I believe it was. Wait, what about orientation? Something like that. I forgot. Aizawa basically says, I forgot what he said, but he said the same thing as in canon. He said the same thing as in canon. I forgot what he said. Waka basically thinks, okay, I'm only gonna go up to USJ arc. In this part. Sorry. The team zooms off. Let's say put on. Is all this basically says. Enough randomly put these on. No complaints. They could basically zooms off. They see blue lightning coming off of him. Thinking, how? You don't really care. Let's say Izuku's out there already with his gym clothes on. Then I'm surprised because how fast he can go. I'm gonna be right back. Recording, alright. Okay, I'm back. It's been like an hour or two. Uh, what did I left off at? Oh yeah. The Izuku's the first one out. Izuku's the first one out. Yeah, everyone's not surprised. Let's say when everyone's done getting chains. Let's say Izuku's the first one in the extra exam, I believe it's said in the last part. let's say Izuku's the first one in the exo exam. Guys, first one in the exo exam. And yeah, Izuku's the first one in the exam. He goes first. He gets, let's say, um, I'm trying to think, like, one, I don't know, like, 1 kilometer there is, but let's say, 50 miles? I don't know, I have no clue what's that in kilometers. And scratch that, let's say 100 kilometers, whatever that, how long that is. But yeah, let's say 100 kilometers. I have no clue because I'm American, so I only know miles. Yeah, let's say you got 100 kilometers. Say you got 100 kilometers. You say you got, let's say you got first place in that. Let's say everything else he is in first place in. Everyone is shocked how physically capable he is. Let's say in the winning portion he got, let's say one has a cannon, so everyone thinks he's decently smart and physically more capable to be his own hero. Bakugo's hella pissed. Bakugo's hella pissed because how good he is. And let's say everything happens in canon all the way up to the, yeah, let's go to the USA arc already. Let's say in the bus, anyone's talking about the quirks. Then they go to Zuku. Asking him about his quirk. He basically says, my quirk basically enhances, basically my quirk's all around speed. Everyone said, let's say Floppy says, we can tell. We can tell. And let's say he says, basically my quirk, basically, so now it's time for me. It's basically, he just says it enhances my speed. Has my speed. He just says it's a enhancement quirk, but only for speed. Yeah, let's say it's a enhancement quirk. Basically explains what a speedster is, but not giving all the details. They're thinking, oh, okay. Let's say, who's the smartest one? I believe Momo's the smartest one in the class. Is he basically catching on? He's not telling the full story. But he doesn't really care. So just leaves it. but he also explains the side effects. He says if you push yourself to the absolute max, which he says is very dangerous because he saw someone with a similar quirk he had. Let's say he basically explains what it. Let's say he basically explains the incident that he had with the situation with the time limit. He says if he puts himself to the max limit, he says someone with the same quirk as him, vaporize because he puts himself to the max limit. Everyone's shocked because of how risky the quirk could be, and he also says, "Oh yeah, it burns your metabolism really quick." Poppy says, how much calories you have to eat?" He says around 10,000. Everyone's like, 10,000? Yeah, it burns my metabolism really quickly. Everyone's thinking, that quickly? He just says he has some bars that's around like 10,000 calories. He says can achieve the like. He says, yeah, he says it can achieve. And I was like, oh, okay. To get there. Who was it that said the fake villains? Yeah, Kirishima, I believe. I believe Kirishima said, cool, fake villains. As everyone's thinking fake villains. I mean, is you guys thinking fake villains? You never knew about there's gonna be fake villains here. Yeah. Yeah. I say it's all at 13 stays. It's also the same thing in canon. Everything goes on in canon, but when they get teleported, let's say let's say let's say everything happens around the same thing towards canon. But once they get teleported to the boat, let's say he runs on water. Yeah. Let's say once he get teleported. Sorry, I'm playing GTA, so I'm trying to focus. Sorry. Sorry if I keep stuttering. If that's annoying to you. Yeah. Sorry, I'm stuttering. So if I'm taking my time, this could skip a little. Uh, let's say let's say let's say he just runs on water with Poppy Amineta, gets him back to where they were in, and let's say he just speeds off and tries to help Aizawa. Aizawa says no. Aizawa knows he's fast. Let's say one of the villains had a gun. Let's say like a few of the villains had guns. And if he wants to flash and Zoom basically did the thing, like he did in the police station during season 2. When he cast all the bullets like that. That's what he basically did. Everyone's watching that, they're thinking, the hell? Everyone's thinking, we know he's fast, but not that fast. Yeah. I knew he's fast, but like not. They didn't know he was that crazy fast. Honestly, if you watch X-Men, he also did what Quicksilver did, like doing that to everyone during, I believe, Future, doing Future Past, something like that. I forgot the name. Basically, did that to everyone without like running on the walls. Yeah, and he once he sees a Nomu, he's thinking, "Oh yeah, I can easily take this out." He throws a strike, it absorbs it, and he gets pushed, and he gets punched away by the Nomu. And he's thinking, okay, let's say Shigaraki says the same thing like in canon. He says, that's the Nomu. That's the Nomu. He basically explains like all the quirks that he had. He's thinking, oh, okay. He's thinking, oh, okay. He basically throws the deanimizer strike. It can absorb. Let's say it has a limit when it absorbs. Let's say this obliterates it, and there's blood all over him. Izuku doesn't really care. Everyone's thinking he's that brutal. Everyone can tell. Everyone's thinking he got faced by it, but he's not faced by it at all. Everyone's thinking, what's wrong with him? Once Omai comes in, everything like happens to can't. Let's say Shigaraki leaves. Let's say the portal is faster than Izuku. Let's say Kaguri puts himself to the absolute limit because he sees how fast Izuku is. Let's say it was faster than Izuku could catch up with. Let's say Billy grabbed his finger, Shigaraki's finger, and that's it. That's how fast he was only able to do it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's say he was faster than him that one time. And Izuku got pissed off because he thought he was fast. He thought he was fast enough, but he wasn't. Okay, so according, yeah. Let's say everything happens to his canon. Let's say he was fast enough and Izuku's pissed. And let's say everything happens up to canon. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the sports first actually. Wait, no, it's already up to 35 minutes. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this one I'm gonna leave it off.